Welcome to Monsters Incorporated.
They scare because they care. Pixar's Monsters, Inc. franchise is among one of their most celebrated ones. Like many of Pixar's other films, they have plenty of hidden Disney references for fans to look out for. Now that the franchise is continuing with Monsters at Work, let's take a look at some of the hidden Disney references in both Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University.
Hello? I know! Hey, wasn't I great?
If you look closely, you'll notice that many of Boo's toys seem to share a common theme with each other. Some of her toys serve as references to other Pixar films. In the scene towards the end, which has Boo handing her toys to Sulley, you'll notice that Jessie, the lovable cowgirl introduced in Toy Story 2, is lying on Boo's tea table. Hopefully Al doesn't try to take her away.
It's me, it's Al! I got an emergency here!
Another iconic Pixar character who can be found in Boo's room had yet to make his Pixar debut at the time of the film's release. Nemo, just like Jessie, is portrayed as one of Boo's toys, as well as one that she tries to give Sulley towards the film's conclusion. Though this wasn't the only Nemo reference, as a painting of a clownfish can be seen as part of a mural during the restaurant scene. Both of these references are part of a long-standing Pixar tradition where a reference to the next Pixar film is hidden within the film.
Well, that's very nice.
Pixar's iconic Luxo Ball, which has appeared in almost every one of their films, has taken on countless different forms from carpets to shields, and even a hallucination. In Monsters, Inc., it can be found in its original form, lying on Boo's bedroom floor among all her other toys, including Nemo and Jessie. In Monsters University, the famous yellow and blue striped ball can be seen taking another form, as wall graffiti during the first challenge of the Scare Games. This red-starred ball sure knows its way around the world of Pixar. In the climax of Monsters, Inc., Mike and Sulley throw Randall through a closet door that transports him to a trailer home, where he is greeted by its two inhabitants that mistake him for an alligator and beat him with a shovel. If that trailer home looked familiar to you, that's because if you are an avid Pixar fan, you will remember that it previously appeared in A Bug's Life, with a familiar vehicle parked right next to it. Flick and his friends better watch out for Randall.
Pretty crazy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Parked right next to the trailer home is yet another Pixar hallmark, the Pizza Planet truck, which is a callback to the studio's beloved Toy Story franchise. This famous truck has appeared in all but one of Pixar's films, making Pizza Planet the go-to pizzeria in all of the Pixar universe. The truck is in the same exact spot it was in A Bug's Life, sitting right next to the trailer that Randall is thrown into at the end of the film. In Monsters University, the Pizza Planet truck can be found parked outside the Jocks fraternity house, which is certainly appropriate for the film's college setting.
Right here.
Another long-standing tradition at Pixar is the number A113, an inside joke at the studio over the name of a classroom at CalArt, where many of their top talent got their start. The number has appeared on cereal boxes, Roman numerals, and street signs over the course of its history in Pixar films. In Monsters, Inc., the number can be briefly seen in the door vault scene, printed on one of the pillars as A113. Meanwhile, in Monsters University, the number makes an appearance that traces back to its origins, serving as the room number for a classroom at the School of Scaring.
You know where the door is.
In the Scare Floor montage featured in Monsters, Inc., which features a monster running out of a teenage girl's bedroom, there's a blink and you'll miss it shot of a Paul Bunyan poster. This same poster can also be seen in the bedroom of the villainous Sid in the first Toy Story film. If that girl was anything like Sid, there's no wonder why that monster was so terrified.
Oh, kids these days.
Another Easter egg that can be found during the Scare Floor montage is the Scareboard, showing off all the monsters' scores with Sulley and Randall featured at the top. What you may not have realized is that many of the other names depicted on the board are the names of Pixar employees. These names include Joe Ranft, Bud Lucky, Jonas Rivera, Bob Peterson, Bob Polly, and Daniel Gerson. Maybe working at Monsters, Inc. is their second job?
I can't believe it.
During a scene in the first act where Randall is showing off his camouflage abilities, one of the two backgrounds that appears is a brick wall, while the other background is a direct callback to another classic Pixar film. The familiar-looking cloud wallpaper is the exact same design as the one used in Andy's room in the Toy Story films. Does this mean Randall is Andy's monster?
Hey, look at that, it's Randall.
Another hidden reference in Monsters University can be found on Uzma Kappa president Don Carlton's business card that he proudly touts to Mike and Sulley. If you look closely, you'll see that the address printed on the card is 1200 Dark Ave, which sounds almost identical to Pixar's real address, 1200 Park Ave. Maybe Don Carlton worked in sales at the monster version of Pixar before heading back to college at Monsters U.
But he's right.
Another numerical reference lies within the opening scare simulation scenes in Monsters, Inc. The number 510-752-3000 can be seen on the control panel that Miss Flint uses. This is not just any old number, it was actually the phone number for Pixar Animation Studios at the time of the film's release. That makes you wonder if they got a lot of phone calls.
Monsters Inc., please hold. Monsters Inc., I'll connect you.
In the penultimate scene of Monsters, Inc., which finds Mike performing a comedy routine in front of a young boy, avid Disney fans may recognize a familiar poster in the bedroom. If you look closely, you'll see a poster behind the boy for Tomorrowland, one of the most popular themed areas in all of Disney parks. The area even spawned its own movie directed by Pixar veteran Brad Bird.
Your room. Where you from?
In the final scene of Monsters, Inc., taking place at the newly established laugh floor, one of the comedic props that can be seen lying around in the background is a red unicycle. This is actually a reference to Pixar's second CG short titled Red Dream, which follows a lonely red unicycle who dreams of finally being able to get his chance in the spotlight. Hopefully, Red's appearance on the laugh floor means his dream finally came true. One can hope.
I hope we get a copy of that tape.
One of Pixar's most notable traditions is having actor John Ratzenberger make an appearance in almost every single one of their films in roles of various sizes. He voiced key roles like Ham in Toy Story and Mac in Cars, as well as small parts like the School of Fish in Finding Nemo, and a construction worker in Onward. Some even call Ratzenberger Pixar's unofficial good luck charm to their success. Ratzenberger, unsurprisingly, makes an appearance in both Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University as the Yeti. He is even reprising the role in the series Monsters at Work, where he'll also be voicing the father of the main character, Tyler Tuskman. Who knows what other kinds of characters John Ratzenberger will voice in future Pixar projects.
All right, newbies, quit goofing around.
Monsters University continued Pixar's tradition of hinting at their next film with a quick reference to The Good Dinosaur, which at the time was set to be their next film, before its release date was eventually pushed back. During the final challenge of the Scare Games sequence, toy versions of several of the characters from the film can be seen on the floor of the bedroom simulation.
Thanks for taking it easy on Grandpa.
Both Monsters, Inc. and Monsters University have plenty of hidden Disney goodies for fans to enjoy when they revisit the films, before reuniting with Mike and Sulley in Monsters at Work. From Pixar hallmarks like John Ratzenberger and the Pizza Planet truck, to references to Toy Story and Finding Nemo, there's plenty to explore. What was your favorite Disney reference in Monsters, Inc. or Monsters University?